Welcome back to Tiki, your podcast for consciousness, health, and happiness. I'm Sandra, and today you're listening to part 2 of the topic Dark Matter, Dark Energy. And in part 2, we'll be focusing specifically on plasma crystalline bodies and how we can return to unity. Please, if you haven't already, make sure to listen to part 1 before continuing here, because there is some absolutely essential information that I won't be repeating here, and of course it's the foundation. Part 2 is part 2. The goal of this podcast is to raise awareness of how important it is to bring feminine energy back into this world, to redeem it within all of us regardless of whether we are men or women, and to bring it back to life. And thus, in a world that is undergoing change, to make this precious energy, which has been suppressed for so long, available once again. We need it so much for the ascension process and the manifestation of the new. We are all part of the ascension. Just as we are part of this earth and the understanding of plasma. And the reunification of our energy bodies is absolutely essential for this process. Not only are we changing during this transformation, but the entire earth and with it, the whole universe as well, because everything is one. Everything influences each other. It is not possible for only one thing to change. With one change, everything always changes. Ages succeed ages. And with every transformation, the fundamental laws of physics also change, such as gravity, for example. It is different in every age. Our DNA changes, our cells, yes, our entire physical structure, our physical body, but also our subtle body, our being changes. And with that, we change everything again. The new earth, it's already here in the plasma. All of us are developing more and more towards perceiving this new earth, truly entering it and taking part in it. So, in practice, we connect with it through our new abilities, which are also established within us through the transformation. And only then can we actually see and feel it. And the following information that I'm giving you here has long been part of my insights. So you can read my book Involution about this, or listen again to the podcasts on the ascension process. But recently, the book The Sun Child by Juliana Conforto has also inspired me a lot, and it has opened up further astrophysically based areas for me, letting me take another look into these fields, so it's simply about seeing and expressing things again from a different perspective. When I talk about dark matter, you're probably wondering, what exactly does Sandra mean by that? What is dark matter or dark energy? What is plasma? So in the related article, which you can always find on my homepage t-ki.eu in the blog, there are always articles to go along with the podcasts. And there I can upload images. So if you take a look at the detailed article related to this specific podcast, you will find a fascinating image showing exactly how modern astrophysicists have carefully calculated what our vast cosmos is actually made of today. So you see this pie chart image, and that is approximately 73% mysterious dark energy, along with 23% of invisible dark matter. 4% is normal matter, of which, by the way, only 1% has actually been observed so far. And then we have another 0.12% neutrinos. So that the largest part of the universe is made up of dark matter and dark energy. Of the 4% normal matter, as I said, only 1% has been observed so far. So what we call life here, what constitutes our level of experience, which mainly consists of matter, our bodies, our houses, our cars, everything we touch and use, that's 1% of the universe. 23% dark matter has a gravitational effect on normal matter, so they interact with each other. And the 73% dark energy is stronger than gravity and accelerates the expansion of normal matter. That might sound really complicated at first, but you know, I'm someone who always breaks down complicated things into something simple. So ultimately, I just want to show what this has to do with us. We're not astrophysicists, but I wouldn't talk and write about this if it didn't have a direct connection to us. Pay attention, because now comes the transition to the new earth, and also to our body, meaning the mastery of matter and also of our own body. Which for most people is still a huge thing. How can we as creator beings actually master our own bodies? After all, it still does whatever it wants, right? Then it gets sick, then it's tired, then it wants something to eat again, even though you might want to lose weight, and so on. And the key to mastering matter and our bodies is precisely this overall understanding. Juliana Conforto writes in her book that a new earth already exists and is here. Perhaps it is what was referred to in the New Testament as the Promised Land. We cannot see it because it is not simply made of normal matter, which is visible, burdened by gravity and limited by the strong nuclear force. The new earth has the form of an embryo. It consists of plasma and of dark matter, which is invisible. It is to our eyes free from gravity and the cruel bonds of the strong nuclear force. Dark matter can have healing effects on our human body, including on our mysterious white substance. You can find this on pages 19 and 20 in her book. So research has shown that the weak nuclear force of dark matter also includes a massive flow of neutral messengers, which are capable of connecting any visible body with the invisible dark form of matter. And these messengers are called Z bosons in astrophysics. And they are what we generally call love. If you've listened to my podcasts about the heart, those 5 episodes, then it's clear where the connection is. Because there I write, among other things, that the universe consists of all these particles. And that love is the driving force that sets these particles in motion. Love is the driving force behind everything. Love is the force with which we manifest our reality and with which we gain mastery over the physical world. Yes, and maybe you've wondered, what is this mysterious white substance she's talking about? And that's really interesting. That's also where I read about it for the first time. It concerns the white part of our brain while the rest is gray. We always talk about the gray cells, the famous gray cells, but about the white brains, no one really talks about those parts. And here too, research which is cited in the book has shown that the gray matter is mainly used for a dualistic worldview. So it serves the lower consciousness, our 3D consciousness. Here we believe in duality, in struggle, in war, in being right, in winners and losers. And the white matter, that's the part within us that governs higher consciousness. Here we communicate with life beyond space and time. Here we are interconnected. Here we are in unity, and here we have our profound insights beyond the mind. Juliana writes in terms of content that we are leaving behind the old lower consciousness and, through our white brain matter, are increasingly uniting with the new earth, which in turn consists of plasma. Only in this way can we even see it. There is another interesting side observation. I think I read somewhere else that Albert Einstein's brain was autopsied after his death. What made him so smart? Why was this person such a genius? And actually no particular differences were noticed, except that he had a significantly larger, higher proportion of white brain matter. Isn't that interesting? And I also found it quite interesting that measurements of the electromagnetic spectrum have shown that everything is shifting more and more towards violet, which we can partly see in sunsets and clouds. You may have already noticed that they increasingly contain pink and violet. No one knows why that is. But in the violet range, we are leaving the visible spectrum. And we are moving into the realm of the invisible. And that fits very well with this podcast's invitation to engage with the invisible. Yes, with darkness, with dark energy, with dark matter. The more we embrace the darkness, as I described in podcast number 1, the more we become conscious and able to perceive dark matter and dark energy as well. And with that, the new world. Juliana has thus provided some building blocks for the ascent into a new era. Really, in my opinion, linked with very interesting scientific research. Thank you very much, Juliana. Let's briefly return to the topic, shall we? Ascension process. This also involves DNA and rotation. I have explained this very clearly in my book Involution as well. Our cells are in the process of transitioning into a fluid crystalline form. This happens as part of the ascension process, that is, the general increase in vibration, our DNA activation, and much more. For detailed information, please read the book or at least listen to the podcasts. They're called Ascension Process Part 1, 2, and 3. For a long time, we were separated within our own energy system and couldn't fully perceive our unity with everything. It was as if we were groping in the dark. I have to correct myself. We were never truly separated because our true connection to the divine cannot be severed by anyone. There was so much in between that we could no longer perceive this unity, this connection, and therefore couldn't naturally live according to it. And through the activation of our DNA, completely new processes are now being set in motion. For example, parts of our DNA spiral to the right and parts to the left. Our macabre also consists of right and left spinning tetrahedrons, as does the entire structure. The Earth consists of right and left spinning elements, so it's fascinating how the whole connection is established. How DNA, macabre, and the field of the new Earth connect with each other, also through these vortices, through these spirals. Everything is a divine spiral. And so everything interlocks, which previously seemed to rotate aimlessly. This has long been known in medicine as well, through nuclear spin and MRS. And so there are these vortices and these rotations, and you can even diagnose illness and health based on such rotation. But people simply haven't understood how divine all of this is, and how it all connects. How understanding all of this can truly serve us. Yes, and now we come to the point I've actually been working toward, the crystal body. So, the one I just spoke about, we are in the process, during ascension, of transforming our entire structure into a crystalline body. Our physical body, and also the dark matter body, which is essentially connected with or even flooded by plasma energy. And that's interesting because you can't really research this anywhere. But during a techie session with a highly valued colleague whom I had the privilege to treat, this was shown to me. And she herself always provides very valuable insights as well. I was shown that we are now allowed to focus on the trinity of these bodies. Specifically, the clean connection and unity between the physical body, the crystal body, and the dark matter body, that is the plasma energy, and the prerequisite for the mastery of matter. Is the mastery of dark matter, meaning the shadow, the invisible. The purification of the plasma body initiates the process that finally allows the crystal body to assert and establish itself. And that, in turn, is connected to the new world. then we can perceive and live it more and more clearly and step out of the old world, a matrix of fear. I've also made a separate podcast about that. And this happens, on the one hand, through the tips and exercises that I already mentioned in the last podcast. And on the other hand, we can now also initiate it meditatively through the source, which can be very powerful and is also done together in our new Ascension seminar. So, there it is, really carried out properly, done the right way, also with this preparatory work. Basically, our fields and thus also our physical body are changing enormously. And we are all at some point in the ascension process and are experiencing more and more of these physical symptoms as well. A lot will change because when matter changes, when the density becomes less, then everything becomes more flexible, supple, softer, and more stretchable. So just to give just one example, birth is still so painful for women only because the body is still so dense. And when the body becomes finer again, more stretchable, more subtle, when gravity also changes in its effect, when it lessens, then such processes can be experienced in pure joy. A gentle version of this exercise is what we then guide in the seminar. We can now, if you like, do it together in the following meditation. If you want to and are ready, then sit down now in a relaxed and upright position and simply follow my voice. Gently close your eyes. Take a few slow and deep breaths and slowly center yourself deep within your heart. With your awareness, travel downwards through the entire earth to its center, where you perceive the pulsating, earthy, beautiful core of Mother Earth, the heart of Mother Earth, and unite with it in your own heart. And then you slowly travel back up, rising through the deep earth, through your physical body, and further upwards past distant stars and swirling galaxies, moving through the entire vast and infinite universe, into this beautiful field of light that we call Source. You now immerse yourself in this pure energy, into this pure consciousness, this unconditional love that welcomes you there, envelops you and flows through you, and completely supports you. And now you are becoming fully aware of your deep intention to completely cleanse, purify, and harmonize these three distinct bodies: the luminous crystal body, the dense physical body, and the mysterious dark matter body. And you seek to bring them into a state of perfect unity, exactly as it is naturally meant to be. And then you perceive these three bodies: the shimmering crystal body, however it manifests itself to you; the physical body, that one is clear; and also the mysterious dark matter body. And now you imagine how plasma flows in and it surges through the entirety of these bodies, purifying them. And in doing so, all the cells of your physical body are renewed and brought to the highest level of information. This can happen very quickly and is very, very powerful. And in this process of purification, it happens almost by itself that these three bodies find each other more and more, that they find their way more and more into unity, that they find their purity and union. And so a union takes place within you. which for a very, very long time was not possible. Give yourself the necessary time now to truly perceive this sacred union and to deeply feel how you have been completely purified and renewed, and how the crystal body and the dark matter body work together, and how a physical body does so in a completely natural way. Through this heightened state of consciousness, it can be elevated, purified, and also guided. Perhaps now a completely new positive feeling for life is arising within you. Perhaps your body now feels new to you. Let this incredible feeling, this powerful energy, flow through you. This newness that is just now arising within you simply take effect now. Let it linger for as long as it wants to. If it is already evening, then go to bed now. If it is daytime, then see what good things you can do for yourself today, what good things you can do for your body. See how you can be in communication with your body, how you can listen to your body, what needs it has, what it truly wants. Does it really want to eat at certain times, or would it rather have you listen to it and eat when it wants to? Does it really want to be pushed hard at the gym, or what kind of movement does it actually prefer? Simply allow all of this to flow naturally to you. Stay deeply rooted in this peaceful awareness that your physical body is now fully and consciously available to you, within a vibrant and completely new energy. I wish you much joy and insight with this new feeling of life, and we will see each other in the new world. I'm looking forward to seeing you.